Okay, I've started the broadcasted version. So I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link, and I'll finish here.
And what were you saying, Brooks? As far as I know, nobody has taken responsibility or ordered water tanks for drinking water. Is that correct? Or do you guys know something different? I think it's correct. Yeah. The same with gray water. Before we continue this, shall we switch over to the next channel? Or just to start the meeting.
So I've sent you the link to the other meeting. Did you get it?
No, I haven't got it. Where did you send it?
In the same thread as the other one.
Pardon? Oh, here. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry. No. Perfect.
Okay, I'm going to close this one down.
Hey, Dave.
Can you hear me here now?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to wear a funny hat.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, you keep that.
Just can't hear very well in it.
Okay, waiting for.
I'll post the link on Facebook. The link. If I can find it. Oh.
Okay, in service of time, I think we should just launch into it. Welcome to board meeting number 6. This will be hopefully a short one. Currently, we want to talk about current unfulfilled roles. One such role is the water situation, and another the drinking water situation. Another such thing is the gray water situation, and also needing to check in with Andreas whether these finding these roles is something for them to try to do as maybe a prototype of the reality page. Are there any other like immediate needs that we need to have a look at and fulfill and so on?
Have we got the electricity lead?
Yes, we have an electricity lead. It's Kevin Nödlöv here from Stockholm, and he seems to be on top of it on the power channel on Slack. Any other roles that you can think of right now?
Parking, like creating signs. They are making some signs, and there was a science creating workshop. They're going to do a few basic signs, but I think we might need more signs. Also, we need to, a couple of days before people start arriving seriously to the quarry, we need to have like an early team that I think blocks off, the sides of the roads that will all otherwise fill up with cars. We need to do that before the cars come, not after. So possible.
Right.
Yeah. The budget, of course, but we're talking about that already. Electricity in terms of it's not just putting it out, but we need to make sure
it's ordered.
It's already ordered. But do they know about the requirements of getting things to the beach, for example? That's a very long distance, and you need that special equipment, that connector that Nicholas made. I mean, is he bringing that, for example?
Mm-hmm. And also the Swedish-Danish adapters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although in that case, we're getting into sort of micro management stuff.
Yeah, but someone needs to be aware of that, so that needs to be part of that.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, Hampus, you are pretty much on top of the needs for power and so on, right?
More or less. I mean, I can just, yeah.
Have you talked to Kevin anytime recently?
No, but I know Kevin. I mean, I don't. Well, actually, yeah, I remember. I think he's actually, he's an electrician. That's great.
Can I just put in a comment?
Yeah.
Hampus, I really like your hat.
Okay, fine. I'll go get one.
So did we put up the water issue here as well?
Yeah.
And also the trash. I guess they're on it, but to make sure it's included. The recycling station.
Right. Matthias, when you said they're bringing up the water issue, did you have a specific?
Yeah, water supply, water tank.
Yeah. I saw someone on the port, just casually mentioning, so did anybody order a water tank?
All right.
But I would let's not count on that as being a thing.
Right.
However, it may be that the port still considers themselves to be the responsible for that.
No, that was the port asking because they wanted to know who was responsible for it.
Uh-huh.
So that was the reason they were asking, because they're going to place it just next to the port, so they would need to know who was ordering it. I don't think they're going to order it.
Okay.
Who ordered it last year?
I know Jan was involved at some point, but then there was also these Swiss Dragon Breast guys.
Yeah, but they weren't involved in any of the actual ordering. They just showed up and did the deco.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a big thing. It's basically just sending in, paying in invoice, whatever, and just letting them know that when the date and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but Jan did the calculation for last year, and he also did sort of the aftermath of it, evaluating how much we actually used and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is also something we need to really think about, because it might be, I don't know, in terms of art, if there's any art using water, cooking, if things are going to change a lot with the number of participants. So it's someone who needs to put in some thinking.
Yeah, it's not a major cost. I think maybe we had 4,000 liters remaining last year out of the 30, whatever. So maybe we should just double that. Maybe just get 2 tanks.
Also, there's the question of the Centum Festival, right? That they have reached out to us and suggested that we order water together to lower the prices for moving it and moving it back in.
Wait, are they that close to us?
They're so there's a week in between. the borderland ending and theirs starting.
Okay.
And they're of roughly the same size as we are, 1,500.
Mm.
So that might. Anyway, so what we need here is we need a water guy, or girl, or non-bi. Yeah. I will reach out to Andreas and see if the reality guides can handle finding such a person.
Have we asked Jan if he wants to do it again?
We could.
At least be involved.
Yeah. And so that leaves. So then, yeah. So the gist of this point is that we still need someone to look at parking, and we need someone to look at the gray water.
So the parking itself, just ordering the parking, I can just call him up like I did last year. That I think I can try and do that even today. So just get we need to know now if he would say no, but I don't think he will. But I'm take care of the actual cars and
Matthias, could you please mute your?
What Hampus, just an advice, or like one of the ideas about getting all that out of the board. You keep pulling things back into the board. I know it's easy. I know you can do it. It's just for the sake of like really trying to get as much as possible out of this group. Maybe you should go out of your way and teach somebody.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be involved in like running the whole parking thing and blocking off places. And I'm just saying, I have an established relationship with him. I have his phone number in my phone. I can just, but it's not really okay.
And so you can be the old advisor about parking.
Yeah.
If someone else take on the responsibility.
Yeah.
All right.
But what about gray water? Just like we haven't really dealt with that before. I think there's day water runoff, but we can't dump sewage into that from 1,800 people.
But what kind of gray water do we have?
We have one drain, correct?
Yeah.
Pardon?
It's mainly dishes, I would say.
Can we have like say that people are only allowed to use ecological, like washing up liquids and stuff? But we should be able to use the drain that we already have the limit.
So it sounds like there needs to be a process around what to do with gray water. That given the rising population and ecological concerns and so on, and needing to put things into the survival guide, that maybe it's not up to this group to make a decision there, but to whoever wants to take on the responsibility, right?
But I guess the grey water is the same as last year. How did we do it then? Was just doing the dishes in the ocean, or?
No, people should not do their dishes in the ocean.
I did.
I think our camp did as well. Like if you just use the right detergent, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't know.
How about asking the sushi guys? Because like, let's say that it's big white pellet tanks, the big 1,000-liter tanks that you put gray water into. They need to be emptied, right? Well, the farmer can do that. He's emptying other stuff maybe and put it where it needs to go. Maybe he can't, or
okay. Let's find a gray water person. Take that as an action point and move on to the next. Any objections to that?
No, But did you what about the trash? The recycle station that was outside. Is someone in charge of that?
But aren't we? Can I suggest like that if we have the reality guides, this is like their whole point of existence, right? To deal with these things. So maybe we can just, isn't it better to ask ourselves like, so how's the work? How's the general progress of the reality guides? Are they reporting kind of missing areas? Is it something that we have to deal with rather than going through area for area? Can we just ask Andreas to like, do you need help? Like, do you need?
Sure. I think Andreas consistently needs help and is often very confused on the scope of the task. So he could use a lot of advice.
Yeah.
And also, like, that also goes the other way. That this is probably one of the most complicated things that we're trying to do. So running, like, just looking at what he's doing often also leads myself to be confused. But maybe we have like myself and someone else from the board has a Skype with them. Thinking either Matthias or Hampus. Matthias, would you be up for that?
To have a Skype with
Andreas about where the reality page is.
Yeah, I can reach out to him and see where the reality page is, and yeah, sure.
Okay, and so my suggestion is that we do a video conference with him together.
You and me.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Or just invite him to the next board meeting also.
Yeah, that's also definitely a possibility. Okay.
Can we get him on the board list as well? I think that maybe it's a good idea.
I think that's a great idea. Are people down? Good. Okay. So next point, budget and further resource allocation. Do we have an overview of what the budget looks like at this point since our last decision at the weekend?
No.
So we have no overview, but we spent about.
Here is the oh, sorry. The budget is not updated, maybe, but here is the link.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At the meeting that we had there, we decided to allocate out of, so at the bottom of the budget for anyone who was looking there, we had that 100,000 kroner, Swedish kroner buffer, and we spent some of that on making a decision to update or to fully fund certain dreams on the dreams page due to their critical infrastructure status.
How much?
How much was that? Louis, do you remember how much it was?
What did you say, Jacob?
55.
Was it 55?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 55. It took from the buffer to fully fund all the dreams.
Yeah, it was like 55, 59 or something.
Oh. So, okay. So it's 40 left.
Yeah, and Louis, you have something to add to that?
Yes, I do. Just a sec, I'm gonna check a picture here. So Yes, in this relocation of the 100,000, I misunderstood with I got a miscommunication where I did not completely fund the port, which was apparently said from the board to the port members that it was gonna be. And it was more than it had already reached more than the minimum funding. So I didn't see it as the crucial project for the borderland to happen, as for example the clown police or the sanctuary, in a very objective way. But after this decision, when I've talked to the persons from the porch and from different persons that were there in the decision making that weekend, I personally think that I would really like to reconsider and try to fully fund the porch, because it is one of the most important projects of the borderland and the entrance of the Dreamland.
And how much would that cost?
It's about 100. I think it's 103 grants missing.
Which is about 100 grants is 5,000 kroners Danish,
Yeah.
which comes to 7,000 Swedish or so.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any comments or?
I have one comment on the budget.
Yeah.
And that is that there is 0 kroner on transaction fee, and I have asked before about that cost. I don't know the cost for the transaction fees, but I really want to have that number.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, it varies, but it's at least 50 per transaction. Sometimes more. Sometimes it can be like 100.
50 kroner.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be.
But that's
that
cheap.
would be.
Wait. You're saying?
I think that's.
Sometimes it can be more, like over 100.
But we use Stripe, don't we? No. I mean the transaction fee for when we are selling the memberships.
Okay. I thought you meant for the workers.
Hold on, guys. I'm just gonna call Gustav and see if he has a ready answer for this.
Yeah.
While we do that, I have a question. I'm really sorry for asking this yet again, but Swedish krona 1,170,000, right? The rent for Bogsdal 20,000. Isn't that Danish kroner? So how does that add up? Are there any more expenses that are written in Danish kroner, but we are still counting them as Swedish? And just to follow up, I think we need another way of putting this up, so we will really, there will be no more confusion about it. Either we need to write Danish kroner and Swedish kroner in front of every amount, or we need 2 columns, one with Swedish kroner and one with Danish kroner.
Yeah, that can be done.
And I mean, there's some things here that are speculations, like the price for parking, based on last year's number, but we haven't actually confirmed it.
I know. It's not that I just see one amount that is kind of fixed, and it's in Danish kroner, but I think the system is counting it as Swedish. I don't know if I'm correct.
There's also, we've paid like 30,000 for the radios. That's not part of this budget.
I guess I've done some calculations here, and I think that the transaction cost is like 20 kroner, Danish kroner per per transaction. And
But hasn't
yeah.
that already been charged us? I mean, didn't they say they just held on to that, right?
Yeah, because I'm in our bank account at the moment, and we get 633 for each membership. That is like 480 Danish. So it's about 20 Danish kroner per transaction. Or 18 to be. So it's 23 Swedish kroner per transaction. Yeah. So transaction fees is like 43,000. Yeah.
Danish or Swedish?
Swedish.
Okay, but then again, the amount hostel rent. Danish or Swedish?
Everything is Swedish in this budget.
Well, then it's not accurate.
Okay, so it needs to be in. So it's 20 Danish. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like 27.
So where does that leave us? 44,000 kroners. Plus, is that?
Yeah, but yeah, correct. I would not spend. I would like to keep this 44,000. I mean, we can give the port 5,000 more, but then I really want to keep the buffer.
Yeah.
Agree. Sorry, yeah, like, I mean, in any kind of budgeting, you always need contingency. It's just a must. Like, you cannot, we should have a buffer.
Yeah, I think this buffer is really small to begin with.
All right. So, is anyone opposed to, like, could we give them 5,000 Swedish rather than the full 100 grants? Is anyone against that?
I saw now, to be exact, it's 128, but yeah. If we could give 5,000 Swedish, it's almost funded to the full, and I think they would be more than happy for that.
Matthias, can you check exactly how much we gave for the radios? That transfer when you're inside the camp.
And while you do that, I just have a comment on the rent for Bostel. I just checked the prices. It's 2,000 kroner each day, and we'll have a contract, I think, that says almost 2 weeks, or says 2 weeks, but we will only be using real use a small amount of days. So I'm not sure where it ends. So just to be sure, I think we should make it 28,000 Danish kroner.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably like, 14 days, like 2 weeks times 2,000.
That's.
We're renting it more days last year.
Haven't we already booked the specific days that we have access?
Yeah, and I think we asked for 2 weeks, as I recall.
Really? Previously, we just had an agreement where we can arrive earlier, kind of as private people, sort of just hang out in the quarry, but then the official event is a week.
Yeah. Okay, let's wait with that and just go through the last points, and that will come up in those. Okay. Any more to the budget right now? Action points.
Have we prepaid any cost for 2017?
Like I said, only the radios, but that's a long-term investment. That's 30,000. It's not in the budget. I just added a line in our radios, but I was asking you for the precise amount. I think it was 30,000 Swedish.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Right.
But can you check on the check how much exactly that we transferred from the account to Mats?
Okay. I want to move on, so let's check it out later and bring it up again in the next meeting. Okay.
Okay.
But see some quick, like the 60,000 on power. You said that has already been ordered. Matthias.
Pardon?
You said before, or someone said that electricity had already been ordered, the cables and everything, from like Roskilde Rental or whatever. This 60,000 amount, is this an approximation or is it an actual order?
No, I don't. That's just that's not an order. It's
an approximation, and the cost for the toilets for the sushi is that an actual?
That's an actual order.
But are we sure they ordered the electricity? Who said that before?
I don't know. I just heard someone. Maybe I just understood.
I heard someone too, but I don't remember who said it.
Okay, so that's something to take up with Kevin, who's the electricity man, and see if he considers that part of his role, or whether someone else needs to take action there. Okay, I'm going to move on. So the next point is the helm. And Chris has done a process for us that yielded a number of. Okay, so let me just give you a super brief overview. The helm is basically the head of operations, and it's going to be a role that is on rotation. There are going to be 7 people who will take this role throughout the week, and there will be a lot of coordination between them. We have 10 people, 9 because one of them hasn't been asked, who are volunteering for the role, and who at least according to Chris fills the bill. So basically, what we need to discuss here is to what extent we need to go in and manage this. To what extent we need to vet these candidates, and like what authority that we need to give to them. We could do this now, or we could postpone it to later. What do you guys think?
Or someone takes the responsibility to organize it.
Well, basically, it is organized.
Okay.
There is a handover, and
can we see the list? Just
the importance of this role, it sort of needs to have our explicit approval.
So maybe you can go through.
Can we have a look at the suggestion or the list or the people?
Yes, I'm putting the link into the agenda. So the list is currently Chris himself, Luciano Fasci, myself, Daniel Brooks, Nicholas Oscarsson, Mads Høby, Gustav Josefsson, Pierre Krakow, Conrad Leffler, Amanda Munksgaard, and possibly Willemijn van Leeuwen, but hasn't apparently hasn't been asked, but was suggested. Isadora.
Yeah, I mean, I have input around that list. I don't know if it's like this is the right forum to give it. I think some people are absolutely suitable, and I think some people are absolutely not suitable. Mm-hmm. And I also think that the list was created through people recommending people.
In part, but.
And then he made a selection and so on, and also just sorry.
There has actually been a call out on Slack to find more, but no one has responded to it.
Yeah. Okay. So besides who's fitted and not, I think there's one other thing which is like overloading things with responsibility. So both Niklas and Willemijn has other responsibilities, which is with the sanctuary and the overall safety. And I would imagine that we need someone on overall safety. I mean, maybe you can do both things at the same time, maybe, but it would be good to not have to overlap roles. That's one input. And the other input is like, how do you do if you're absolutely against one of the candidates? What do you do? What do I do with that information? Fit it into Chris or? Yeah,
I think so. He's the process owner, so he can. He should take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two things. I also have some doubt about the process and the list. Again, not sure this is the forum. Second, I would love that there were maybe only 3 helms or 3 shifts each. I think it's pretty fucked up that we have 7 helms shifting every day with no, it spells possible something.
They have 1 24-hour shift per person. That's the setup. So it's not 3 shifts per day or like 7 shifts per day. It's like 1 shift per 24 hours.
I know. I would like 3 helms with at least 2 shifts.
But
I
don't think.
No. Listen. Stop. Yeah. This is not how we do things. We don't like. There's a process to ascertain how this is done, and this is all input that has been put in already. If you have a very strong objection to it, then like do your own process.
So what are we exactly discussing here now then?
Yes, what do you want from us now?
Yeah, I have a very strong objection to it, the result of it. I inputted to the process and I have a very strong objection to the result of it. So maybe it's time to take it back to Chris then. And I also need to leave the meeting very soon.
I would like to be in on that, Isa, if you take steps towards something.
But Brooks, what did you want from us now when you brought it up? What do you want us to do?
Well, apparently I don't think that we're gonna get anywhere fast here. So maybe we should take this on the list instead. But I want to just enter that like you may have these objections, but ultimately, this is up to the people who are taking this role, and the persons who's leading the advice process. But let's take this offline.
No. I think you should go back to Chris. He's the responsible for this process.
Yeah. Okay.
I would love to go back to Chris. I'm just saying, ultimately, it's not the people. Ultimately, we are still liable if something fucks up.
Can I comment on that?
So you're both right and not right, bro.
Jacob.
I think the important thing for us to discuss here is not the advice process or who is the helm or how many helms it is, but what kind of responsibilities we can put on the helm, since we are ultimately liable for it, as you point out, Christian. The discussion we need to have maybe in the next meeting is what responsibilities can the helm have, and not who it is or how they did get there. Is that correct, Brooks?
Yes.
Well, yes and no, because I also think that there should be like if there's several people in the board who are ultimately liable, who actually disagrees with the suggestion, then there's also the stepping back to an amber situation option. But as a first thing, maybe the first step is to talk to Chris and feedback the feedback before overruling anything. But I do think that if it's ultimately about liability and handing over all the responsibility, you must be able to say that, well, there's a situation here that doesn't look like it's going to work out according. Yeah.
Okay, I predict we're going to take a vote on this at the end. I want to move on and quickly run us through the last 2 points and then close this meeting. So the first point is early arrival. What is our deal, and what do we need to communicate to people? Perhaps this could be part of the communication on the restrictions. So we've booked the quarry from when until when?
Apologies, I need to leave.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, we haven't.
Christian, what did you say about the booking?
Can I get back to you?
Hampus, do you know? Okay, so
we have a contract, so.
Exactly. Yeah.
I believe it's from the 17th.
okay, so I guess we need a little more than than I believe.
That's what I have in my calendar. That's what I believe. I've been talking on the phone with Morten about, and I believe that's what will be in the contract.
Yeah,
but that is more so than 2 weeks. No,
yeah, it's
because we need to have some dates after the.
Yeah.
Rika?
Yeah, I just want to say that what's been communicated on the wiki and the survival guide before is that the festival starts on the Monday, so that's when you should arrive. But I guess there are some camps that need the early arrival. Like we need to formulate something around it because we can't say that we rented the place from the 17th and then whoever wants to come can come. We need to have. I think we need to decide something about it, or.
I don't think it's something that we should communicate out to the community, but there is a specific, like some people are asking, how early can we come to start building our camp?
Yeah, exactly, and we need to be able to answer them.
Exactly, we can give them the information, but it's not something that we're going to put in the newsletter, like everyone can arrive at the 17th, obviously.
No, exactly, yeah.
We should just give them, like, there should be a 2 or 3 day, maybe you can technically, you're allowed to arrive maybe even on Friday. That should be if we communicate anything, that should be the absolute, like, earliest we can say. Then we need to talk to them and get them to sort of okay that we as individuals, like for example, I plan to be there at least a week before Monday.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to do that. So maybe you can just give an informal okay that we can be 15 people in the quarry from a week before or something.
Because my next question is what's going to happen, like what can you expect if you get there earlier? We need to be clear about that as well, regarding toilets and water and safety and all that.
Yeah, you can't expect
it's not running until Monday anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, Monday is when you can start to expect water and everything working. Before then you have the toilet and there's some water on site, but that's it.
Yeah, otherwise you have to just, yeah.
Yeah, so like electricity grid, power grid, toilet, everything that's from Monday. I mean,
okay, yeah.
Guaranteed, but then
I think that information is going to make people want to wait until Monday as well, until they're not, not really to come early.
Yeah.
I can try to write something together, and you can have a look at it before I put it up on the wiki. It's part of the survival guide.
Yeah. All right. Last point. The toilets.
Yep. Yeah, if you the sushi compost toilet providers, they to manage the toilet system, they need to be 3 people on location almost all time. So how do we handle it? Memberships or free passage?
I think that if anybody should get a free passage, it should be the people who are taking care of the toilets.
But they still need the armrests, don't they?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I also agree.
Okay.
All right. I think that's pretty much unanimous then. Free passage, and we give them armbands.
Yeah, access to the toilets.
And they should probably have a list of those people that we can enter into our register.
I will provide.
Okay. In that case, then I would like to call this meeting to an end.
Wait, I have one more thing. Just prepayments to Dream Grants. Do we want to have any rules or regulations around that, or should we just anyone who asks can get their prepayment, or how do we do it?
What do you think, Matthias?
Sorry, I didn't listen. Sorry.
Prepayment of or prepay out of Dream Grants. What do we think?
Should there be a limit, or should we just go for it?
We have used 75% as a limit before, but and I would recommend to try to keep it as low as possible. I mean, as most as possible that get their funds after Borderland instead. But the projects that really need the prepayment shall get 75%, I think.
Should we just be passive there, like wait for them to contact us, rather than be like go out with a statement and we'll just get a lot more?
No, I think we do need a statement, because my impression is that that they're just asking their dream guides, and all the dream guides are saying, yeah, wait, something will come out.
Isn't it better if you communicate to the dream guides? And
Yeah, exactly. They're already asking their dream guides, which they should be doing, rather than asking the Facebook groups. Let's just tell the dream guides what to answer.
Yeah, tell the dream guides.
If you
And
put
ask
it on the
them
group, you will have several people asking for it without needing it. So.
Yeah, unless a lot of people just ask for it, it will be a lot more admin and.
Yeah. Okay.
Before we end, so to make it to be clear, did we agree or nobody objected against the 5,000 Swedish kronor to the port?
Yeah. That's correct.
Super.
Then
I'll contact them. Perfect.
Goody.
But is there a particular process? Like, is there a contract that they need to fill out, like the one last year?
Yeah, I don't know. We could revive that. Or just give them 75%. And,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Louis, can you communicate to the dream guides that if someone needs to prepay out in case they can't do their job, then they can get 75% of it?
Absolutely.
Good.
I'll take care of that.
All right. Thank you for today's meeting, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Matthias, we need to talk about the accounting software.
All right.
We don't have anyone. We don't have any right now, because of the speed ledger.
Did you see the link I posted at one point to you guys about somebody in America trying to make some kind of transparent reinventing organization kind of economy thing?
No.
I'll see if I can find it again and send it to you.
Okay, cool.
Not sure what it was.
Let's come back on that, Hampus, within a few days.